Yeah, give me the wrench. Thank you. Yeah, and you're gonna want to come in for an oil change next week. It's looking real bad, but I'm. Oh, damn it! I really need to stop doing that. Oh my god. Oh, hey. Wasn't expecting to see you guys here, but hey, man, just wanted to let you know before we start this video. I just had a special day of plaques coming into my house. I had the YouTube silver play button come in to celebrate 100,000 subscribers. Thank you all for the support. Here's the beautiful play button that I got with my name on it. You see that? And on the same day, I also got my Billboard #1 plaque that I got for working on KSI's album back in 2021. Realized I could get a plaque for it just a little late. It's not like it was 2 years later, but yeah, got that in the mail. Billboard #1 album with KSI. Very cool, very fire. Gonna add these plaques to my wall alongside my gold album. But yeah, just wanted to share the great news. But you guys go enjoy the video with whatever I'm about to be talking to you guys about. I gotta get back to this inspection. Yeah, no, they're like totally screwed. Like their insurance is not going to cover this. Can you hand me the other wrench, please? Let us talk about equipment. Speaking of equipment, if you do not have this in your studio, you're doing it completely wrong. The official MIDI pillow. What's good, everyone? It's Chambers from chambersmixedit.com, and today we're going to be talking all about studio equipment and if producers really need it. The first thing I want to mention, since we're on the topic of equipment, is I just put out a studio tour of my home studio, a whole tour of the equipment that I use in this room. It's out now on my online class, chamberscourses.com. So I broke it down into 4 videos. I have one video all about all the digital software equipment that I have, one video about my main desk, my speakers, laptop, interface, table, all that stuff. I have a whole video about all my synth keyboards, and I did a video about my outboard gear. You can see the video about the main desk for free when you click the link in the description and in the comments section. Completely free to see my studio tour for my main desk equipment. But let's get into the video. So the question being asked, do producers need equipment? My short, general, honest answer is no. No, you do not need equipment, high quality gear, whatever, to be a good producer or to be a producer at all. And I'll tell you why. So I broke this down into 5 different subjects that we're going to go over. We're going to go over laptops. We're going to go over audio interfaces, speakers, headphones, and instruments, mini keyboards, drum pads, all that stuff. And within each of those topics, we're going to go over 1, why you don't need it to be a producer, 2, why at a certain point you might want to invest in that piece of equipment and have it for yourself, and 3, what I recommend for people starting out with that type of equipment. So let's get into the first topic of discussion: laptops. The most important thing to have as a producer. That is the one equipment that you absolutely need without a doubt. A laptop or some type of computer that you could use a DAW on. Me personally, I use Windows. I know plenty of producers who use Mac. If you're first starting and looking out for a laptop, just try to get something that fits in your budget. Doesn't have to be crazy specs just yet. Get something that's gonna run, that's gonna be okay, has a good amount of storage on it. And then as you progress and continue with your beats and you get more advanced, then you can look into getting an upgrade for a laptop. But obviously, and of course, laptop is the most important thing any producer could have. That's where all the ideas go in and all the beats come out. Now let's move on to another important tool: audio interfaces. Let me tell you why you do not need these to be a producer. Not having an audio interface does not prevent you from making music in any type of way. I've had so many situations where I'm leaving the studio, I'm going on a trip somewhere, I'm wherever, in a car, in a hotel room, who knows, and all I have is a laptop and some headphones, and I'm completely fine. I've gotten placements that way too. But I'll also tell you about when you might want to look into getting an interface, when you might want to invest in that type of equipment. If you're looking to record external audio, such as your voice with a microphone, a guitar, maybe a synth keyboard, and you have these cables that you need to plug into an interface, which then hooks up to your laptop, that's when you're going to want to look into interfaces. They have built-in preamps so you can make everything loud enough going into your DAW. And also, it's a great investment if you're also looking into speakers, because then you could hook up speakers to your interface, which then goes into your laptop. When I first started out, I got my interface and my speakers at the same time because they all connected into one unit. So again, if you're looking to record external audio or hook up to your speakers or maybe some headphones or whatever that all connects into your laptop, that's the time to start looking into an interface. I started out with with a Focusrite Scarlett Solo, probably the most basic interface you could get. You know, it has one like XLR input and one line input for a microphone or maybe for a guitar. I would connect it to my speakers from there, and that was all I really needed for a while. So if you don't have an interface and you're looking to get one, you don't need to start out with some crazy thing that has 16 inputs, 16 outputs. What you can start very slow, basic. Just start with something that you know you could learn. It'll be easy to understand, and it does what you need it to do. That's what's most important. And while we're on the topic, let's also talk about speakers and headphones. Do you need speakers to be a music producer? No, you don't need like high quality studio grade monitors everywhere that you go just to make music. They're fun. They're a whole lot of fun, I'll tell you that. But like practically, technically, to be a producer, they are not required. But then there's that certain point where you start to get interested in them and you're thinking, maybe I'm going to buy some speakers, right? And hear everything out in the real world, not just in some headphones. Now, what I recommend with speakers is, again, similar to the audio interface. You want to start small, start kind of basic, simple. You don't need like these are huge. These shouldn't even be in this room, but I have them because I'm crazy. But my very first pair were like 3-inch speakers. These are 10-inch. My first pair of monitors were 3-inch monitors, you know, just starting real simple. Don't need to blow up the house with bass or anything. That's probably what I'm going to say about all this equipment. Start small, start basic, get used to it, learn it, understand it, get really good with it, and then eventually you can upgrade. And aside from speakers, when it comes to listening to the music that you're making, headphones, I put that right next to laptop with the most important thing that you can have. Now, when I say you don't need headphones, I mean, you don't need things like these, like studio grade, whatever, like high quality headphones. I'm talking about like you could use AirPods, you could use some earbuds that you have, Beats headphones.
And Chambers in here with the earbuds in, man, going crazy. Look at him.
You definitely don't need these when you're starting out. However, eventually, like I said, you're going to get to that point where you might want to invest in some headphones. And that's when, if you're more interested in getting a better mix and taking your mixing or your mastering serious and you need some good headphones to really hear everything well, that's a great way to do it. Or I don't know, maybe you live somewhere where, you know, you can't have your speakers on all the time. You got to be kind of quiet at night or whatever. You got neighbors, who knows? You're going to want to have a good pair of headphones that's going to last you a long time, that has a good clean sound in it. What I recommend for getting headphones is do your research. You know, you want to get something that the frequency response is pretty even. You don't want something that's going to boost the bass up or boost the mids or boost the treble or whatever. You want something that has a pretty flat sound that's nice and even for you. You don't really need to start cheap or basic or simple, whatever, because once you get that one pair of headphones, you're going to want to use it for a long time. Unlike speakers, I could take these wherever. So if you leave your studio and you got to make a beat in a car or on a plane or a train or a boat, I don't know, wherever you are, what you're going to take with you to hear your music are these. These will go anywhere and everywhere with you. So when you make that investment, you really want to do your research and make sure that you're getting a good pick for you. And lastly, let's go over hardware instruments, keyboards, drum pads, all that fun stuff. One of my favorite things, keyboards. Question number 1, do you need these? Absolutely not. No. You don't need MIDI keyboards and drum pads when you're first starting out. If you're getting the hang of making beats and now you want to, you know, translate that out into the real world and like play melodies with your own 2 hands, have more of a connection with the music that you're making, that's a great time to look into MIDI keyboards. If you think you'd really like playing chord progressions and getting better at playing the keyboard and playing melodies out in real time, MIDI keyboards are great. If you're more of a drum pad person and you want to tap out drum rhythms with your fingers, then a drum pad would be a great first investment for you. Of course, getting a MIDI instrument can be extremely helpful for your growth because now you're learning, this is how I play a minor chord, a major chord, not just in a piano roll, but in real life. So what do I recommend when starting out? Not this. These are a bunch of synthesizers different from MIDI keyboards. I wouldn't start with these. I would start with, you know, a nice small MIDI keyboard, whether it's 25 keys. Eventually you can move up to like 61 keys or more. But I know a lot of people who have started out with, you know, smaller 25 key MIDI keyboards. Figure out how to connect it with USB, get used to playing out melodies and stuff. It's a great start, great way to learn, especially if it has a drum pad attached to it. You can also tap out drum patterns as well as have a keyboard accessible for you. Super fun, super helpful when it comes to learning scales and getting used to playing melodies in real life. It's not completely necessary to have just to make beats. So there you go. Those are the main pillars of equipment. And I think the moral of the story for almost all of them is start out with that laptop. You don't need a whole bunch of equipment just to start out. Get good on the laptop. And as you keep going and improving, you'll know which piece of equipment that you're going to want, why, and when. Whether it's a keyboard or speakers, headphones, interface, whenever, everyone has a different order of getting their equipment. You'll know what you're going to want at that certain point. I hope this video could help you in making making those decisions. Again, if you guys want to see a full tour of my studio and all the equipment in it, whether it's the software, the main desk, the outboard gear, or the synth rack, that's all available on my online class, chamberscourses.com. And you can see the main desk video completely free. Link in description and the comment section. Make sure you take advantage of that. Thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate it. Subscribe if you're new. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what tutorials or videos you guys want to see in the future. It's Chambers from chambersmixedit.com, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.